How do you make an income to sustain yourself while you're living abroad? This is a question that I see a lot in Facebook groups related to moving abroad, Blaxit groups, Exodus groups, and all of those. And I wanted to address this question today. I wanted to give you 8 different ways that you can sustain yourself while you are living abroad. There are obviously pros and cons for each of these methods, each of these solutions. So I wanted to make sure that you take into consideration your own personal situation and see the one that will fit best for your situation. Not all of them will fit for you, not all of them fit for me, but I wanted to make sure that I at least share the ones that I'm aware of. That way you'll have an idea of different ways you can sustain yourself abroad. All right. So the first way that I see a lot of people sustain themselves abroad is based on their retirement money. So retirement, pension. So these are people who have retired and now they're using that monthly income to sustain their lifestyle. Obviously, depending on the amount that you're getting with your pension, that will determine where you can live. So some places are more affordable than others. So maybe Southeast Asia or Latin America will be a lot more affordable than Europe if you're on a very fixed income every month. Okay, so that is one option you can look into. The second option is personal savings. So if you have saved enough money, then you will know how much you can stretch that money and for how long, and you can decide on where to go abroad. Okay, so that's the case for a lot of people. Even Stephanie Perry mentioned that that's something that she did a few years ago. She saved up a lot of money. I think it was about $30,000, and she was able to travel the world and then come back home once that money runs out. Okay, so the inconvenience for that solution is that obviously the money is going to run out at some point. So you're very limited on the amount of time you can stay abroad for, okay? The third option is investment. So if you've been really good with your money and if you've started investing early enough, then you can find yourself with enough money right now and you could be able to retire. So if you're familiar with the FIRE movement, this is something that is very popular right now, where a lot of people are thriving to be financial independent and retire early. Our Rich Journey is a very popular channel that you can follow if you're looking for more information about retiring early and all of that, okay? Number 5, 6, and 7 are options that are related to a job. The first one, number 5, is getting a remote job that will allow you to work from anywhere in the world, not just in the US, but anywhere in the world. One of the main advantages of that option is that you're getting paid in US dollars, okay? And you can live anywhere in the world. The inconvenience is that you can still get fired at any time. And then what are you going to do? Once you're abroad and you get fired from your American company and that was the only income you were relying on, then you are in trouble, okay? So again, make sure you do your own research and make sure that for all of the options, you know the one that is going to suit you best, okay? And also, side note, you could actually combine many of these solutions right here. That way you have multiple sources of income. Number 6 is specifically getting an international job. So that will be something like teaching at an international school or getting a job with the Department of State, getting a job with United Nations or anything like that where the nature of the job is an international position. You're making pretty good money. Usually you have a lot of perks, a lot of benefits for yourself and your family as well. Some of the cons for these positions is that you're usually limited by the number of years you can stay in a country. Like for example, your contract is like 2 years as a teaching position and you can renew it once. And then you have to apply to another job at in another country, right? So if you don't mind bopping around, mostly if you're working with the Department of State, you might have to bop around. So if you're okay with that, then by all means, this is definitely a great option for you. Another job situation would be getting a local job. This is probably the one that I will recommend the least because of the likelihood of you getting a job in a foreign country. Every country is going to prioritize its own citizens when it comes to hiring. So it might be very challenging for you to find a high-paying job that is actually a local job from a local company. So I really want to make sure that you're aware of that. Another option, number 7, is if you were in the military, for example, and that will be using your VA benefit. Depending on what percentage you are on, that could be enough for you and your family to live abroad. Again, depending on if it's just you and the spouse, you and the spouse and dependent as well. So you have to do your research again. Check with the VA. There's a lot of videos on YouTube that talk about that actually. I did a lot of research for my husband about that. So if you're in that situation, if you've served, first of all, thank you for your service, but also make sure that you're aware of all the benefits that you are entitled to, okay? So that is something that you need to do research on. Last but certainly not least, number 8, this is my favorite. This is my favorite way to make an income to sustain your life while you're living abroad. And this is by having your own online business. online, 100% online. That doesn't require you to have any kind of products, inventory, or for you to ship anything. You are delivering a service online on Zoom, more than likely, in exchange for a payment. I have more videos on my business channel that talk more about how you can set that up, how do you package and how you price your services. So I'm going to link a playlist right here for you to check out as well. But if you have any questions about how to set up your own coaching business, definitely ask them in the comments below. This is my favorite option. And again, you can combine 2, 3, or 4 options if you want to and if you can. But the reason why I like this one so much is that because it gives you such freedom, flexibility, and freedom, because you can set up your own hours. You can decide to work with who you want to work with. You can also decide on how much money you want to make. There's really no limit on how much money you want to make because you get to price your offers. If you want to charge $500 to work 1 hour with you, then yes, do that. If you want to charge $100, then yes, do that. Why not? Okay, you get to decide how much you want to charge for your services, okay? But there's also inconveniences, obviously. The fact that you are on your own, that you have to do the work, you have to be self-motivated, you have to be very disciplined as well. It's not something very easy to do, but it's something that is really, really rewarding. If you're self-driven, if you're focused, and if you have a passion for helping other people, then this is definitely the course that I would recommend you do. And again, combine it with something else. Another inconvenience is that your money is not always constant, okay? When you have a 9 to 5, your income is predictable. You're making the same amount of money every single month, whether you're slacking around at work or you're really, really productive, you're making the same amount of money, okay? But if you're slacking in your business, well, guess what? You're not making as much money, all right? So you have to be self-disciplined again. And because of that, you have to make sure that you are planning accordingly. If you know you're going to have a low month, if you know you're going to have a record month, right? So you have to be able to deal with this fluctuation inside of your business, okay? And if that's something that you're interested in exploring more of, again, I invite you to check out the playlist that I'm going to link in the description of this video, where I have more videos all about starting your online coaching business. By the way, you can also check out the free masterclass in the description of this video, where I show you how you can launch your online business and finally move abroad. All you have to do is check it out in the description of this video. Any questions again about all these different ways to sustain yourself financially while you're abroad, just let me know in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a like, share it with a friend, and of course, subscribe to the channel. That way you don't miss any of my other videos, just like this one, where I tell you more about our own journey to making our move abroad and sharing more tips on how you can do that as well. Until next time, bye.